folks, Sam Owens here, and we have the VEVOR Recreational Mobility Scooter, and it comes in a frame like this, and the box covers this frame. What we've got to do right now is show you the uncrating of the scooter from the frame. You have to take the parts loose. We're going to go along and clip all of these wires that are holding everything together. Tie wraps. And I'm just cutting them all out. Hold on to the wheel, I see that now. Okay, there's the other wheel. Around, because you don't want anything holding. Before we're going to mess with any of the covering packaging, we're going to take this top rail loose. We're going to take it loose from the bottom. All of these screws on the bottom, and then we can lift this straight up. There's supposed to be tools in there, but I don't know where the tools are. So this is a H6 Allen tool. And this is a 13 millimeter, will take all the screws holding the frame together. So I put this in here. And they're not real tight. That's one. I'm gonna do the rest of them and come back. When you get these two off, then take these two bolts off, and it will take this bottom section out. I'm holding it with my foot, and you're not going to use these bolts again. I'm just keeping them together. You see how this comes apart now? I'll show you this one side. The other has the same thing. Okay. Now that's totally loose, and you'll see that the other sides work the same way. So this is the brace right here. Now all we have is these four legs going down, and there's nothing to get in our way from just picking this up. Actually, just lift it right up is even better. And then put it right over here. We're ready to take this apart, and so I'm going to gently look at this and try to pull the wrapping from the time, and make sure you don't cut anything other than the packing material. So this is just a cover wrapped around. I'm gonna put this right up here for the time being so that I can look at what I need to do here. Piece of cardboard, and now we got this all taped. So I'm going to cut the tape. You're only cutting the packing material. Okay, there. I'm going to put him right over there. Okay. So I'm going to pick up. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is the trunk. Yeah, this is what the trunk sat on. Put him over. And we're going to cut this tape. Okay, you're starting to see the scooter now. In the packing were the keys. The keys are going to go to the trunk. So to open it up, and I've already released these. These are catches on the side. And the opening right here for the key is there. And then you can just lift up. And there's other items in here. Right there. Oh, these are the fenders, the front fenders. Very important, and they kept them nice that way. And there is rear view mirrors. And here's the other rear view mirror. So we've got a little bit of assembly to do. And also here is the manual and the toolkit. Okay folks, you see all of the parts you get are everything is accounted for, laid out. We're going to assemble the parts that are here and get it ready for operation. Okay, here's the little stand that needs to be up underneath the frame somewhere, but I'm going to move this out by just picking this up and sliding it out. So let's do that so it's clear, so I can do that with my foot probably. Okay, now I'm just going to pick this up, put it right under there. There. Our goal is to mount the wheels. Before we do, we have to mount these two tie rods, and you can move this around, and there's two holes right here. This one goes into that area and this one goes there. Take this off and the other one off, and there's a washer in there. And look at the way the washer fits onto the bolt. Okay, so both of those will go like that. All right, this one, you're gonna, and you can move this around, and you're gonna twist this till it will line up with that. And you just kind of wiggle it back and forth until it will go in there. There. So once it goes in there, then taking the washer on top, go up underneath, put the washer on and then the nut, and then you can, just like this, go along. Now, I'll go ahead and do this one. Do it this way, actually like that. Okay, so you got to line these up and then kind of wiggle. Then again, the lock washer is going to go up first and then the nut. Okay. Then you want to tighten these up. And it's the 17 millimeter. I believe they show it. Get them tight. You can get on the other side and do this one. We're getting close. Okay, there we go. Both are nice and tight. We're ready for the wheel. First, we take this off. Now, there are some washers up underneath there for this larger part of the shaft. Just push those back. Take your wheel, and this is the brake drum, which is going to go in that direction. This is the outside, and you put it right on, line it up, and the back of the plate, you just kind of wiggle it around till it lines up, and then watch your fingers. And kind of wiggle. Take the brake shoe part and wiggle it a little bit, and there you go. It'll go right in. Okay. We'll see if the other one goes in a little easier. And we want these tight. Again, we take the nut off, and you see this will move around. The washers are up there. Yep, and this is the disc side, or the brake drum. Okay, that one went on a little easier. It lined up with very little difficulty. Okay, and again. Not a whole lot to the assembly. It's really pretty easy. You just got a few other parts to put on. Now this part is going to mount on these 4 bolts, and there's 2 holes there, 2 holes there. This is going to go right in there. This is the way this has to work. You've got to go up high, get this over it, and then slide down, lining the holes up. Now I'm going to get this hole over here since my head won't be in the way. Okay, and then I push on down until they're lined up. This one is lined up, and I'm going to get one of them in. Now what you got to do is slide that nut up onto the bolt between your 2 fingers like that. And then just turn the bolt by hand and it'll go. There, that one's lined up. Put him in. And then you gotta, I found that's about the best way, is hold it like that. Then I can guide it over the bolt. Hold it. And then turn it until it goes in. Yeah. Last one. Line him up. Okay, and there he is. He lined up perfect. Go over here, get this on the nut, and then use this. Okay. There. Right here, we got to take these loose, and see, this does work. This is your little socket wrench. I'm just going to loosen them up. They put them on tight so they don't get lost. So make sure you get the front hole here. Make it loose so you can line them up. There we go. That's already looking good. Okay, and now you want to just firmly tighten these up. All right, nice looking fender. Now we'll go and do the other side. Okay. Already looks good. Okay, we're going to take this out right here. And it's not tight, it's just in there like that. And there we go. So this goes on just like this once we put this in place, the handlebar. And now we can place this down. Just like that. And now this will go in, and it's kind of a special shape, a saddle-like, and it's going to go across there like that. Like it should be, just like that. Okay, it'll find its place. Now, very carefully, put your fingers in here, and I'm going to wrap it around. And what I'm doing is holding them like this, going around, and I'm going to hold it on and turn it just enough to, actually I'm doing it with my fingers. you can get both hands in there and thread it on. Okay, there we go. Now that keeps the front instrument panel and handlebar in place, and then we can turn it back and forth. Now we can put this baby on. Now this came with the kit, a tool kit, and you don't need that end, you need the Phillips here. And they have 2 screws in this, and they're just a couple of turns, and they're easy enough to pull out. And you pull them both out. And then right here are 2 places that we're going to put the screw back in there and screw it into these 2 locations. Okay, these little tabs, there's 3 on either side, have tabs here that you've got to go and push down and then shove up. That's the key to this. And then these would be automatically aligned with the hole. So I'm going to line those up, and you can look down there and see them. There, there, and there. And now you push it back. There. There, it locked in place. It should be all the way down that you can't pull it up on its own, and the screws are going to lock it in place. So let me get back there and put one of the screws in. Yep, I see the opening, and I just put this right here, and that holds it in place. That it should go right in there, and it does. The key is lining those tabs and getting them locked in into their space, and then this is locked down all the way. So you just wind this in, and then that nut there is what's going to tighten it down once we get her down. And I'll have to adjust them when I'm sitting on it and getting ready to operate it. That'll be another part of it. Let's put that I can pull it around this way and then tighten it up. Okay, we have the trunk to go on, and this is very simple. Just use this little socket tool, the small one, and you need to take these out. Okay, we gotta open this up, and to do that, just use the key, and there I can do it. Okay, so we put this on here like this, and I'm going to put the 2 long side bolts in so it will hold it in place, and give it a couple of turns. And line it up, and there it is. Right, I'm going to tighten them and then come back. Put this up and see if I can just wiggle it out. There. Okay folks, we got it all assembled, and now we're ready to go over the features. The first thing we've got to do is charge the batteries. You take the key, the ignition key, and you just turn all the way counterclockwise, and you'll hear it release the latch. Lift this up, and right here is the battery charger and the power cord. And also, I'm going to point out right now, this is the power switch right here that powers up the cart or the scooter. This powers up the scooter, and that is on right there. So we'll just go ahead, close this down, and we won't latch it because we're going to put this back in. All right, now you take this cord, this is the power cord, and it lines up. It only goes one way, and you push it in firmly. And the first thing you do is plug this into this little port right here. It's spring loaded, and again it only goes one way. And look at the pattern and plug this in. And I have moved it around and used power, so the red light is on, meaning that it's charging right now. When it gets fully charged, that green light, see, it's coming on right now, so it didn't have very much charge used up. And store it right in there so it's always ready. And we have our power switch on, so we have power to the scooter. Then lock that down. Now we have a security lock on the handlebar, and you turn it all the way to the left, and then you push in on this and turn it to the left and wiggle the handlebar until it goes all the way, and then that locks the steering, and it only goes that far. So to take it off of lock, you push in, turn back to the off position, and now we're ready. Now, first thing is when you want to power it up, you take the key and turn it to the on position, which is one notch to the right. And the instrument panel will show you the battery charge here. It shows you how your speedometer and your odometer right here, they're in kilometers on this model. 52 kilometers it has been, and we're not moving, so no speed. The one here, right here is speed 1, speed 2, and it shows you speed 3. You can change the speeds as you're driving. I'm going to go back to speed 1. Okay, now we're going to go to the light system. Right here turns your lights off. Your little driving lights is in this position. I'll show you those. They're amber lights that are just for driving along. And then that's your high lights, or actually that's regular headlight. And here's high beam, low beam. Okay, and back to driving lights. Now you have turn signal, which is right here. You turn this to the left, and it just spring loaded, so it keeps doing it until you push it and it stops it and cancels it. Push it to the right, it springs back to the center. When you've made your turn, then you push in and it cancels it. You have a horn on the left, and you have a horn on the right. Right here is your drive forward, and this is drive reverse. When you're in reverse, when you turn the throttle, which is right here, it's going to go backwards. When you're forward, when you turn the throttle, you'll go forward. You have the front brakes are here. When you do put the brakes on, you get an indicator there. And then over here is the rear brakes, and it also is on. Now you notice ready goes away when you have the brakes on. There is a parking brake, and what you do is pull, and there's a lever over here, and I'm going to show you that in just a moment, but I'm going to pull it, and you heard it click, and now it's locked, and you have your parking brake on. When you get ready to leave, you just pull, and that releases the parking brake, and you're ready. Nice storage trunk with a reflective red light here. This does not light up. You take these two clips off, and then you turn this all the way and lift this up, and this is the latch that latches it. You can have your tool kit and your user manual, and you just simply close this down, lock that over, clip this, and you can store those items that you need for your travel for the day. left, stop. We're gonna go left. And cancel. And we're gonna go up to second speed. And there, it really goes now. All right, we're gonna go third speed, and it really goes. Now you slow down easy, and then I'm gonna go down to second gear and come to a stop up here. Folks, we just got through the demonstration. I think you can see that this is a very fun vehicle to have on the road and off the road. I want to thank you very much for watching my video.